Jake, Emma, Max, great to see you guys. And Emma, as we were talking earlier, I got to say thank you to your mom for getting me this shirt. I wish I could spin around because more of the art is on the back of it than the front. I'm curious right off the bat, why did you guys put all the art in the back and just the cool logo in front, but not more in front? I'm more of a front guy than the back.
So it's so people when you're walking, they see the back of it and they tap you on
Yeah.
the shoulder. They go, "Oh, who is that shirt? What brand is that shirt?" And then you turn around and they see the short walk to Pluto there, and they're like, "Oh, I'll
Oh,
check
okay.
them out." Yeah.
Okay. Well, folks have to do check. You still have this shirt and merch? Just curious, Jake.
Uh, a few. I think we just have smalls left. That one's our top
Oh,
seller.
of course it is. Because like I said, if you check out the back, you'll see. So I guess go on your website, just check out what the merch is and everything else that's going on. I gotta ask you guys, going over the Max, how's things going with you guys, man? Because I know things have been crazy busy with y'all.
Dude, you don't even know. Yeah, it's been wild. We've been dropping singles, what, every 6 weeks or so. So we got two out right now, and we got two more singles until we're dropping an album in the summer. And on top of that, we're touring in May, right? And we gotta plan that. So it's been wild rehearsals. Plus, we're trying to songwrite too. Like, it's been wild. But yeah, like the two singles that we have out right now, cover of "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" and an original called "Hopeless," have been doing really well, and the feedback has been amazing from the fans. So that's the biggest thing to keep us going is people actually reacting to what we're doing and responding and giving us positive feedback. It means the world.
Emma, I'm gonna go to you because you got to do vocals for this. Everybody wants to rule the world. Look, I was what, my late teens, early 20s for the 80s, and that was a massive song. What made you guys think about taking on such a classic song from back then and feeling like you can give it justice? And let me say right off the top, you definitely do give it justice.
Thank you. Well, I think Max can answer that one more. He's the one that picked it, but we all kind of agreed because it's such a well-known song and it's just so comforting, but it hasn't been over like done before by other covers. And we just thought that with the talent that we can bring to the table, we could just make it something bigger and newer and the next generation for that song. But Max, I'll let you explain how we picked it.
Go for it.
For sure. So I remember I actually didn't know the song until relatively recently, but when I heard it for the first time, I was like,
Wait a second. Wait. What?
yeah, yeah. We knew we wanted to do a cover, and we were just throwing stuff at the wall like shit. Like there's certain expectations that we wanted for
Yes.
the song. We didn't want to just do another like we didn't want it to sound the same. It needed to set up the Short Walk to Pluto sound very well, but it couldn't be a song or an artist that already kind of sounds like us, right? We didn't want to pick one of our inspirations. It was like a Paramore, Rush, Alanis song. Like it needed to be something different. That we're adding something to the song, right? It's not just a regular cover. We're really adding something here. So when I heard that, I was like, that piano part, the synth part, the ba ba, the two chords, that sounds like something that I would do, right? It the part spoke to me, so I was like, okay, that's interesting. I like the lyrics, the melody is good, but there's a lot of elements here that I think could be changed. Improved is up to interpretation, but changed to bring a new light to this, right? And a big one obviously being big change in the vocals. We changed the key, right? Which some people didn't like, but Emma's got a much higher range. So we made it a lot more rock. We made it sound more like us. Um, and that was kind of my idea with pitching this song. And I think there's a lot of there's things in the lyrics that can resonate, I think, a lot with our generation, the Gen Z people out there, in that, you know, with TikTok culture, with the attention span culture, which up for interpretation. I think there's a lot of those lyrics that can be put into that. Everybody wants to rule the world. Everyone wants to be an influencer. It's the dream job for this generation, right?
Ah, I like
So
that.
there's that kind of a wink with the lyrics and kind of how we we wanted to take things. And then obviously from a musical level, you know, we're having a lot of fun. Jake at the end changing the feel, moving around between ride and hi-hat. Danny basically reinvented the bass line, right? You know, other than the dun da dun da dun, you know, that kind of feel undertone, but playing it on a bass guitar versus a synth, and then, you know, trying to make it sound more rockin', you know, but maintain that groove. Oh, and the sax, but that was a later decision.
Yeah, no, you can't get rid of sex. Can't. You got,
Absolutely.
yeah, you got to keep that going. Jake, I want to ask you something, man. From when I met you guys a couple of years ago on the Lemon stage, um, you know, it was great to have a chance to introduce you guys. How do you think you guys have grown from when I first met you to, of course, when I got a chance to introduce you again at a big event at CMW last year to now? How do you think you guys have grown as a group and as artists individually?
That's a good question. If you hear noise coming from the door, by the way, I'm a music teacher, so you might hear terrible grade 8 band music coming from out there. Those are my kids. So I snuck away for this. So just a warning for that. But so one of the ways we've grown, I think we've grown a lot as a group. Like we were all pretty strong individually, but we've really grown a lot as a group. Playing live a lot, writing a lot has helped a lot. Like kind of leaning more away from the covers, leaning more into developing our craft as writers and as performers really helped. Um, Touring was huge. Like that helped us again bond and become really efficient live, really tight live. And playing to a new audience every night is great because every night you have to change little things. You have the show is the same. You have to change little things here and there based on who's in the audience, based on what venue you're at, based on the other bands. Like there's so many variables going into that. And we've gotten pretty good. We're still learning, obviously, so much to learn, but we've gotten pretty good at adapting our performance for each show and yeah.
Emma, one of the things I've noticed with you though, when I first met you guys, you seem to still was kind of still searching who you were as the front person. I've found in the last, I would say, year and a half, you've discovered it and you own it. Where did that fire finally kick in for you?
So it was more so just trying to get comfortable. Like I know I had been in the band for a year, but I was still getting comfortable with the music, like taking everything on. I also like used to live an hour away, so I didn't get to like practice and rehearse and like be a part of it as much as I am now. And I think I watch a lot of Hayley Williams, like from Paramore. I watch a lot of her stuff, and I watched her from like a young age of performing because she's been doing it since she's with like 13. And to now as like a 33-year-old woman, I've kind of watched how she progresses, how she like captivates a stage, and I've kind of taken bits and pieces from her. I'm also like a huge Elvis fan, and I've been, you know, watching him my whole life, so I took some stuff from his kind of movement and how he engages and connects with an audience. And actually, this tour that we just did got me really comfortable just like talking to an audience because I'm used to playing to people that I know a little bit more. Like the audience is usually filled with people that we know and are coming because they love us and they want to like support us. Some because they're family, some because they're fans, but this was strictly people that really just wanted to see us and get to know us. And it was comforting to be like I can be myself and they're gonna listen to whatever I say because I'm up here and they're here to watch us. So it's just built some confidence that maybe I didn't have before. But yeah, watching Hayley Williams and just kind of playing to an audience I've never played before really has helped me just kind of get into my element, I think.
Jake, I want to say though, if you have to go at any point in time, like if you hear, I don't know, the kids strangling each other, feel free to just like give a wave if you got to go. But how do you personally do this? I mean, you guys, like I said, I follow you guys. You guys have been touring a lot. How do you personally balance touring with school?
We're actually all working. We all
Oh, I
have
know that, but I want to go for Jake because
Yeah.
you know, being a teacher, it's a little bit different.
It's actually somehow more flexible than my old job. I left my old job to do this so I could have more time for music. I think I'm not like a real full-time teacher. I'm more of an assistant teacher. I cover the percussion stuff. I run some ensembles, and they actually like the fact that I'm a working musician, touring a lot, playing a lot. They think it brings a good. I do too. I think a lot of the kids appreciate that. It's like a real kind of tangible professional in the industry, as opposed to someone who's just a teacher. It's like, no, this guy's actually a professional drummer and he's teaching the drums and so I think it encourages a lot of the students to continue with music because they see a direct kind of cool path to go on.
So do they get to brag and say, "Hey, we got a real rock star teacher"?
I've given so many stickers out to kids, just being like, "Yeah, tell your friends, tell your friends." Yeah, I'm like, "Oh,
I
I'm in
love
Montreal
that.
next week. Yeah, I can't come in. I'm in Montreal." And they're like, "Oh my God, really?" Yeah.
I love it, man. Max, you were mentioning earlier about two songs. We talked about the remake. Let's talk about the new one. What's the latest single right now, my friend? And what's it about? And how does it represent the band today?
For sure. So the last single was Hopeless. That was a really fun one to write. We were kind of very inspired by the Chili Peppers, if it's not completely obvious, by Dan's slap part and all that. But we wanted to introduce something a little new, especially with the vocals. So there's a big theme of mental health in it, panic attacks to be specific, talking about the stigma, talking about what that feels like, how to overcome it and not let it weigh you down, right? In the lyrics. So that was a very powerful message for us, and I know one that resonates, deeply with us and our fans. That's a super fun one to play as well because of that funky nature, and it was really a great recording process too, bringing that song together. But also, the next song is also a very fun one because it's very different. And I we've said that I feel like with half of the singles that we bring out, oh, this is very different. And that's actually a bit of let's say constructive feedback that we've received is, oh, you guys don't have a sound, you're like, what's the Pluto sound? I would disagree, but at the same time, we like to be
I
very eclectic.
disagree
We like
too.
to show the diversity.
Yeah, I
So
know.
this next
I
one is
completely, sorry to interrupt you. I completely
yeah,
disagree. Who said that? I know your sound instantly,
let's
which is
go.
why
Okay.
I love the fact of how I'm hearing the progression happen, which of course is why you guys are touring so damn much. Now I interrupted you. Please continue.
Oh, no, no worries. Honestly, that means the world. Like the bands that we look up to, like Beatles, Zeppelin, all those amazing bands with long careers, Queen, like they did everything. Queen has like musical numbers with kazoo solos in it, as much as they have crazy, almost metal, 10-minute rock ballads, opera sections. Like it's crazy. So we're taking inspiration from that. But the next song is just an acoustic guitar, Emma, and a little slide solo at the end of it, right? So you're going from big funky thing, big slap bass part, driving drums, fills everywhere, synthesizer, harmonies galore, right? To an acoustic guitar, vocals, and a little solo at the end, you know?
I love it, man. Emma, I'm jumping over to you. What is happening with the rest? I know we keep saying the word tour, tour, tour. What is going on for the summer of 2024 with you guys?
Well, like we said, the album's coming out. We've got two more singles, the next one, and then our last single that's coming out, I'm super excited about because that one's like, I think that's my favorite song on the album so far. So we're really excited for that one. I'm not going to name drop it yet, but just keep it in mind. Yeah, a lot of just getting ready for that tour or for the album prep. That's the big main thing that we're focusing on. Playing a few shows here and there, maybe doing another tour, maybe soon sometime in the summer as well, aside from this one. And who knows, we're kind of just open to, we want to just kind of just explore what we can do next, writing some new songs and then maybe starting a new album at the end of the summer. Who knows?
Are we going to see, I'm staying with you on this. Are we going to see what Canadian Music Week? Because as we speak, it's coming up in early June. Like, even if you're not performing, are you guys at least going to make appearances? Like, say hello, something?
Oh yeah, like I don't, we've been asked. We couldn't do one because of our show in May, and we just had a bit of a radius clause, so unfortunately we couldn't do a show. We were asked, but yeah, there's Canadian Music Week is great because there's so many amazing bands in this
Yeah.
city, and it's a great place to discover new music, new venues. Like there's venues that they list, and I'm just like I've never heard of this place, and I'm intrigued and I want to see what it's like. Yeah, like I definitely have a few that I'm gonna go see this summer that I'm quite excited about for this
And
for the Epiphany Music Week. Yeah.
fantastic. Jake, as we're slowly wrapping this up now, even though we are in the summer, a lot of times artists will start thinking about recording holiday songs. Is there a chance that you guys will record a holiday song or maybe even a holiday album so we can have something when November, December rolls around? Is there any thinking or even mention about this?
Short Walk to Christmas.
I would love to. We
Why is
don't have a
Emma
lot
going
of,
like this?
we if we can get funding from some elves or maybe a Santa fund or something, yeah, I would love to.
Emma, why are you doing this? Wait, why are you doing?
Oh my god. You know what? I would love to write an original Christmas song. Make it a huge,
Well, yeah.
success. That'd be fun. I want to leave that to Michael Bublé. Bublé does it perfectly. He does it amazingly. Every year that album comes back out and it's top of the charts always. I don't think personally we can top Bublé, but we can maybe write our own thing and it can be like a Mariah Carey classic. So I wouldn't be opposed to that. A whole album. I don't know if we could do that in a few
We should
months.
do a what the Darkness did. Just drop a absolute banger rock Christmas anthem
I'd be down.
out of
Because
nowhere.
there's not enough rock Christmas songs or albums. I know of a few of them, but there aren't enough. I think you guys are ready to do this. So, and look, I've known Michael Bublé for years, love him to death. But Michael and Mariah, I'm tired of hearing the both of them. Let's move in and get some new blood in there. And
Let's
I think
start
you
the
guys.
hashtag a short walk to Christmas. If it's trending, we will do it.
Oh my
Hashtag
That's a
God.
good
short
one.
walk to Christmas.
I love that. Let's make it happen. Look, folks, gonna let you guys go. I want to say first, it was a pleasure meeting you guys a couple of years ago. It is great to get a chance to message you guys every once in a while to see what's going on. We've been trying to do this interview for a while. We finally got it done. So glad about the new music. I am so glad you guys are tearing it up because I know at some point I'm going to be doing a red carpet somewhere at some award show. You guys are going to be walking down, whether it be nominees or winners. It's going to happen because you guys are just too damn good. Thank you so much for the interview, but more importantly, thank you so much for letting me be part of your journey.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rudy. Honestly, the best.